Hey guys, how you doing this Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, wherever you are? Hope to be able to do a jam session here with a great friend of mine going back many, many years ago when I launched Mentors in Motion, July 29th, 2001. Kevin was around back in the day, and the beautiful thing about Facebook, the beautiful thing about social media is it brings people back together, which is really fun, really exciting. And I remember back in the day, you don't get to see faces. You don't really get to know the people back in the day unless you're traveling. We didn't have the technology back in 2001, 2002 that we have today. Although I was teaching, a lot of people didn't know who the face was behind the voice. And it was pretty amazing to now connect years later, 15, 20 years later, with people that I had the great privilege and honor of teaching back in the day with Mentors in Motion, which was a fun, exciting time. If I look a little distracted while I'm doing this, I'm waiting for Kevin to come on, number one. And number two, I'm about to drink some coffee. Well, that's not true. I don't know why I said coffee. That's really interesting. I said coffee. I meant to say tea. I've got some green tea happening here. It was just my brain is conditioned to say coffee for some reason. So just waiting for Kevin to get connected here. He's presently it's not allowing me to add you, Kevin. I see you now. I just got to see how I can get you in here. Let's see if I can invite Kevin here. I think I got you. I think we got you. Kevin should be coming in here now. This is going to be a real fun time. Should I be able to get him in here? Got some pretty cool stuff to talk about. Bring Kevin on camera. Oh, yeah. Now, it should be fun. This is kind of reminds me of Smokey and the Bandit going back to 1978. I remember as a teenager, we spent many nights going to the movie theater, seeing Smokey and the Bandit with Burt Reynolds. But Kevin's a real live truck driver. He's driven all over North America. Just connecting. Hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, did you say Smokey and the Bandit?
I said Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, buddy, run, driver, run.
Look at you, bro. You're right. You're right. You're not using a prop. You're in the real thing, aren't you?
Yeah, buddy, I am. I'm here. I'm in it.
That's great. That's great. You know, you and I go back many, many years. I was telling people we go back to the Mentors in Motion days, and I was talking about, how beautiful it is to have Facebook and kind of bring people back together again, and to be able to see who we are. And we didn't have the technology to do these video sessions, and there you are sitting in a very expensive truck at a truck stop. Where are you right now, man?
Austin, Texas, man. It's beautiful down here. It's 65 degrees, bright and sunny. Awesome.
All right. Are you on the road right now? Are you in a truck stop?
No, I'm at a truck stop, sitting in a truck stop. But yeah, you're right on the connection with people. This is how I connect with my family. It's I have family I haven't seen in a long time. This right here is what we're doing right now. Is awesome.
Dude, you know what? I hear you say it's awesome, but for me, it's almost heartbreaking hearing you say that, because you're sitting there, you're on the road,
right?
And I want to talk. I want to talk. Let's have a little bit of a heart conversation
sure.
here with all people. Life isn't. You guys as truck drivers can make some really good money. You see the geographical region. You get to travel. Sometimes people think that could be a glamorous lifestyle in some which way, shape, or form, right? Because you're getting to see it. But you know what? You brought something up to my attention about. I'm just mixing a tea here,
sure.
Kevin. I got green tea going here. You brought something up to my attention a couple weeks ago when you and I were jamming. I think I almost got choked up with tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
You're missing out on. This morning we had this conversation. You said you had the greatest lady in the world in your life.
Yes.
You had the greatest lady in the world in your life, but you don't really see her.
Right.
And who is that lady? Why don't you talk a
little
bit about that?
That's my beautiful bride, Rhonda. Definitely. Anybody who knows me knows that she's the one.
Yeah, she's the one.
Yeah.
So she's the one. But unfortunately, Rhonda's not with you right now. She's not with you a lot of the days because of why? What's going on, man?
Yeah, we're just struggling to survive, basically. Just pushing as long as my wheels got to turn for me to earn, and that's the nature of the beast. So, it's something that I chose, and it's probably not the best choice in life, but it's given me a lot. I've been able to do a lot of things. Life is getting better in different ways. Each day is different. I mean, I could run up and down the same road, but the weather changes it. The people that are driving with you change it. So the groups that you're with, you go through so many emotions, and you have to overcome those emotions because people's lives are, they're at risk, or you're at risk, depending on
Yeah.
how it happens.
Well, it can be dangerous being on the road too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're how many hours are you putting in a day, man?
Typically, I mean, we're only allowed to do 14 in a day, 10 to 11 driving, which is right around 600 to 700 miles on a good day. Some drivers do a little better than that. They push it pretty hard. They got better trucks, and you get flat lands. And if everything goes perfect, you can do 700 and something plus miles a day. So yeah, it wears on you after 3-4 weeks, for sure.
Okay, so you're doing 600, 700, 800 miles a day, hypothetically speaking. Then
Right.
what happens? What does it
Well,
look like after that?
we have to
What does
take a
your life
break.
look like?
It stinks. I mean, really, because if your cycle you have to take that rest period. So when you take that rest period, it's your time. There's nothing you can do to change that. You have to take it right now. So you pull into the truck stop, you fuel up if you need to, or you look for a parking spot. Most of the time you can't find one because they're full, they're overflowing, and now the truck stops are actually charging for parking, $13 for parking. No, they call it VIP parking, which is great for people that want to do that. They know they can guarantee a parking spot for 24 hours. If you can plan your trip ahead, you got a parking spot. You don't have to worry about it. You just move in and you take it. But that, to me, is an expense that's, I don't know, I'd see it as unnecessary. But some people really see it. But it's a profit center for the trucking, for the truck stop.
Oh, I totally get it. So you're on the road throughout the day. You're traveling X amount of distance, and your life is on the road. Is your wife and family with you?
No, well, I've taken them through times, but no, they're not. They're not.
They're not there.
Yeah.
You don't have a companion dog hanging out with you.
No. I don't know if I could do that. I really don't know. I mean, a lot of guys do. They carry the little dogs. Some guys will carry the big dogs, like the pit bulls and stuff. And I see them stopping where they're stopping. I'm still rolling. So to me, it's a business. So I'm out here to provide for my family. And
so here you are. You're a really nice guy. You're really super duper really nice guy, and you're out there, and your wheels are rolling. You're on the highway each and every single day. Why are you doing it, man? I mean, what's the reward at the end? It's dollars, right?
In some ways, yeah. I mean, ultimately, when I first got started, it was out of a need, because I had been in retail for 22 years, and I really was tired of, at that time, moving around, and there was a store that was out of control, and basically the ultimate end was I was asked to turn my keys in, and I ended up living at home with my parents, and I needed to move out, and I did. I moved out and got into trucking, and I've been in it ever since. But my dad was in trucking. My uncle was in trucking, so it's kind of a family tradition in it. And
I'm in the DNA.
Yeah, I got settled into it, and in that process, I looked around and I knew I didn't want to be that guy or that guy or that guy in trucking, so I moved into tanking with hazmat, which was a little more complex. It was the elite drivers, really, because you got to know your game when you're dealing with hazmat and liquids. And I did that for almost 12 years and moved into management for 2. And I kept struggling to make more, to do more, to be more. And I knew the only way, the next step, was to be an owner, so to take charge. And man, was I wrong at what I was told. There's a lot of people tell you things, and it's really
welcome to network marketing.
Yeah, exactly like that. It's exactly like that. But you don't know until you get into those trenches, and you actually do it, and you learn, and you tweak, and you learn, and every day you're learning new things, and it's that's. Ultimately, I'd like to start winding down from trucking. It's been good to me, but I want to enjoy my life with my wife and my kids. They're grown. My kids are grown now. I have 7 children, and in and out of the house, their girlfriends are coming through, and the youngest, she'll be having boyfriends. So it's a blast when they're all in it. Our house is loud, and I'm missing a lot of that. Like, I came through. I could have stopped at home. I didn't know this, but I missed my granddaughter's birthday party last Saturday. That's what you and I had talked about. So it was heartbreaking, and because I send her videos, little Santa Claus videos that I got a load of toys in the truck. But the little kids, that stuff's fun. I'll send her little chit chats with her, and that's how I keep my face in front of her since I'm not present. So it's kind of like what we're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, man, because you've got this life, and some people say truck drivers make really good money. They can make $2,000 to $3,000 a week, whatever it is. I mean, it's not $200 a week. It's you guys can make a little bit of money, but I think about it, and your life is being played out each and every single day because although you talk about going out there and driving the highway for 10, 14 hours a day, you're not going home at night.
Exactly. It gets lonely. It gets heartbreaking. You don't tell people this, but sometimes you're the guy sitting in the back crying. I'm surrounded by good people like you, ministers, friends, family, and people send me little notes and they encourage me in my inbox. And they don't always talk to me, but there's little words of encouragement from time to time. Even my brother, he's always amazed at what I do, and I don't think much of it, but those little communications mean a lot. I'm with my wife. We talk back and forth. We argue just like you would if you were at home. I mean, it's normal life. We've been married 25 years, and she's been a blessing in my life. I mean, honestly, and I want to pay back to her the time that I've missed. I can't make that up, but from this point forward, I can make a difference, and that's where I'm headed now. I want to end my retirement better than what my dad did, or better than what a lot of people are doing. They retire, they go back to work, they retire, they go back to work, they're Walmart greeters or whatever, and I don't want to take away from what they do because some people need that interaction with people, so it's important to them. But I just want to move towards the end of my life a little better than where I'm at right now.
Yeah, interesting words you said there. I want to move towards the end of my life. I want to move towards the end of my life, and it's amazing. In our 30s, we don't think about that. Our 40s, not so much. Maybe later 40s, it starts to hit you. And then when you're in your 50s, I'm in my mid-50s now, 54, going to be 55 this year. And you and I are around the same age. Right. We're all kind of close together. And, man, we start thinking about it, don't we?
Yeah.
We start thinking about it in our lives?
Yeah, definitely. You want to leave a legacy. You want to impact your children and grandchildren for your family. I mean, that's what most people want. That's what's important to them. They hug their family, and they want them to be and do and have the best in their life, and they want to be the provider and move towards that. I agree with that, definitely.
Yeah, it's really wild just hearing that. The end of our lives, the end of our life. We're trying to prepare for the end of our lives. And I remember when we were younger, Kevin, and we were, so robust and full of energy, and we still kind of are in a way.
Yeah, that's true.
Life was infinite. We never thought about mortality. We never thought about losing time away from our children. We never thought about, we were growing, we were looking always towards the future. And the funny thing is, I don't know if it's just me but I don't look forward to the future. I honestly don't. I see my kids, my younger generation kids getting older now, 10 and 11, going to be 11 and 12. It's all happening just way too fast. And a lot of people, when you're younger, you look forward to the future, but I'm not looking forward to the future so much. I want to slow it down. For me personally, I love to hit the rewind button a little bit. As I sit here in my office right now, here's my son's shoes.
Oh, awesome.
These are just baby shoes,
Yep.
And he's now a size 9.5.
Yep.
9.5 men's at age 10.
Yeah.
And I carry this with me to remind me
Yeah.
of my children all the time, and thinking that the years are going by so fast. And I thank God for me personally that even though it's very painful, people say you should be happy. I don't know if what it is, but for me it's painful to know that my kids are growing at rapid speed, and to know that they're going to be moving out of the house or taking over this house. I'm giving them this house when they're 19 or 20. They can have this particular house. We'll have another one. But, it's painful watching your kids grow before your eyes. It's great for their future,
Right.
But for us, it's it gives us reminders that we're getting closer to the cliff, right?
Right.
How much time do we have left on the calendar? And the calendar days are whipping by fast, and, you're driving down the highway and you're seeing all the white lines go by, and you're seeing the trees go by and the cactuses go by. You're seeing the clouds go by. You're seeing the sunsets go up and down, up and down, up and down. And you're waking up in the back of a truck.
Yeah.
Every day of your life, making money for that. And it's just kind of like, don't take this the wrong way, man. But
I'm with you.
You're with me.
Yeah.
We're brothers. We can talk about this. But it's almost like a mobile prison.
Well,
you're getting paid to do time away from your family, and that's the shittiest thing about it, bro. I love you and everything, but it pains me to see you in that situation.
It does. You know? It does me too. I mean, I've dabbled around in some things over time, and I've been profitable. But there, you know, that goes back to what you were talking about, where, you know, they promise you so many different things, and then it just doesn't come through, you know, and it's just, that's kind of heartbreaking when you finally convince the love of your life, hey, I'm going to be on this truck soon, baby. But you know, and then you know, people play their little games with you, and then they just disappear, and but I believe I got a solid founding from those failures. So I take them as a learning experience, and then I'm really excited. In some ways, I'm excited about the future because you're right. It is a prison, and you have to adapt to it. We do have the opportunity to open the door and get out, so that's kind of nice. We're not tied down or commanded, but there, you know, in a lot of ways, it is a prison because you're only allowed to drive so many hours, but you have to get to your destination, and that's one reason that I wasn't able to be home for my granddaughter's birthdays, because I had to push towards that destination, which snow, ice, a few wrecks through Detroit, those kinds of things. They snowballed into the point where I missed my appointment, and they rescheduled it for almost 48 hours later. But see, I didn't know that. But, you know, I mean, I could have spent, you know, 20 hours at home. And so I ended up being stuck, you know, until that appointment, because once you're loaded, you have to stay with it until you're empty. So
how long have you been doing time for, man?
Good question. I started out local, and went regional, came back to local, and for the last 8 years I've been independent and rode on the road, coast to coast, border to border.
So you're cranking it, man. Yeah. You're going right across, eh?
Yeah, I'm averaging about 3,300 miles a week consistently for the last 7-8 weeks, since Thanksgiving, basically.
And it's funny because when we had this conversation, I was asking you what type of music you listen to. Because when I kind of think about that traveling, I told you I'd be listening to the Doobie Brothers or something like that.
Right.
Oh, riding down the highway. You know, but you're not doing that. What are you doing? What are you doing to stay positive? You brought up some really good things, man. You're not listening to FM. You're not listening to AM. You're sick of all that. See, you're really doing something to feed your mind to transition now in your mid-50s to get out of the game.
Well, you know, you travel coast to coast and you listen to the radio, the shock jocks, whatever you want to call them, and it's mindless. It's stupid. It's like, would you hurry up and get to the music? You know, I mean, that's what you want. And it's like, man, I can't believe I just wasted 5 minutes of my life listening to that crap. So I'll listen to, you know, I've on Facebook, I've typed out some things, and people have given me suggestions on apps that I can listen to. That has music. You know, you can type in the artist that you want to listen to, and then you can actually play it, or you can actually, you know, in some cases you can actually listen to the Bible. The Bible will speak out to you. It's like, wow, that's kind of cool. So, you know, I've done that. I've listened to, you know, a lot of my favorite musicians, and then I like to explore artists that I haven't heard, different types of music, or even some days I'll just listen to smooth jazz, no words whatsoever, just music. That's awesome. But
you're also hunting down. You're also hunting down material on YouTube, and you're still learning and growing, even in the network marketing industry, because you've been in the game for a long time.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of like Tony Robbins, you know, because he cuts right through on people, and you can watch him do his transformations. But I listen, like when I go to YouTube, I can't watch it while I'm driving, obviously. I mean, but I have it plugged in so I can hear it. And if it catches my attention, I'll save it for later, and then I'll watch it on my downtime. But yeah, I like to listen to stuff like that. Trainings for different things. You know, I was like today I was going through and, you know, skipping through, and every person that started a video started with, what's up? What's up? So, you know, I was trying to fast forward, and it was all different people, but that's how they greeted people. What's up? So I was just kind of curious, why did they say, what's up? You know,
what's up, bro? What's up, bro?
Well, it reminded me of that beer commercial. What's up? The guy sticks his tongue out. But, yeah, I like to feed my mind. It keeps me it makes a difference when you go to your appointments, because if you look at other drivers, I mean, well, ultimately we're customer service representatives, but when you're making your delivery, you don't want to complain, bitch, and moan, or whatever the words are. You got to get your mind right. It doesn't matter what just happened 2 minutes down the road. If a guy cut you off, you ran through the ditch and you're back on the road. You got mud all over your truck, but you still have to deal with that customer service. So I like to be fresh for those things. So I have to keep it right up here. I really do, and it's a challenge out here because it's rough. It's a rough life. I mean, you get abused. People really do not treat us well on the road, and when we're getting serviced either at a truck stop for the most part, or even at customer locations. Sometimes they actually charge you to unload your truck, so that comes out of my pocket. But I definitely try to keep my head on straight. Doesn't always happen, but I keep plugging at it.
No, pretty amazing. You're a really nice guy. Like all the years I've known you, you're really, really nice guy, really empathetic guy. You really care about people. You really want to help people. And I'm just really surprised. I shouldn't say surprised, is probably the wrong word, but it's so easy to get caught up in drugs and alcohol on the road, right? I mean,
yeah, I see that.
The depression could sink in, or just trying to drink the pain away, and it would be tough. I don't know. For me personally, to be away from my children.
Yeah.
I can't even be away from, and this is not judging anybody. I'm
right.
just saying for me, my mental capacity would lose it if I was away from my kids for 24 hours. My daughter went to Vegas for a week, and I was pacing, man. Like, she went with some friends. She's only 11 years old. Went with some friends and chaperones, adult chaperones, and I was pacing, dude.
Right.
I mean, I was missing her bad. It was just because I've always been, my daughter has always been like we're best buds,
right.
and my son best buds, right? I just can't imagine a day without them.
It's hard. You have to. For me, I had to make those adjustments, and I knew that I had a choice. I could walk away and start over, which I've done that in my head a million times. But that fear of stability has always kept me. I guess basically I've settled. And my wife knows. I know that we're moving towards a different direction, and that those things are going to change. They're going to change. We're pretty convinced on that.
Yeah, and the more I talk to you, the more I'm hearing that. And I think you're coming to that fork in the road, or the Y in the road, and you're going to take that path. But I think you're doing it the wise way. You're kind of hanging on there a little bit, and then you're kind of slowly taking the small business steps to leverage yourself and replace your income pretty quick, which is pretty admirable. So what did your day look like today, man? What did you do today? So here you are, you're parked
it's chilling out.
Location. Yeah, I heard that lady in the background earlier talking about, y'all have some bacon and eggs, and y'all have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Good old Texas Southern drawl. Yeah, I was at that time I was finishing up breakfast at a restaurant, Denny's, down here at the truck stop. So yeah, she was barking out orders at the staff, but yeah, she was good with customers though.
Yeah, she was awesome. So what else are you doing today, man? What's your day going to look like now? And what are you going to be doing today? What are your chores?
We do have those chores just like you would at home. You got to tidy things up. But I already got my laundry done, so the only thing left to do is pretty much clean the inside of the truck. I like to do that and get set up for tomorrow. I'll probably go for a walk. It's kind of nice out, 65 degrees, nice cool breeze. So I'll probably take a walk down the road and see what's going on down yonder.
Down yonder.
Yep.
Hey, so listen, where are you heading off to tomorrow?
I got a delivery in Austin, and then I go to Corpus Christi for the last drop. They're big signs for like a Honda car dealership. So you see, those big signs they hang up for the new dealership. The one of them is for the inside. It's lit up. It says Vision, which is kind of cool. And then the other one, I'll take some pictures tomorrow. But the other one is say again.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's really cool.
It is. Yeah. It's neat. I get to see all kinds of stuff, man. I picked up in a mine last week, and they delivered to a water filtration plant in Upper Michigan. I don't know what they used in that mine, but it was. I guess it was a filtration process for the water. So
wow.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
So when are you going to see your family? When are you going to see your bride and your kids? Maybe your
I was hoping this coming weekend, but I know I'm working one way or another. It's going to happen on Valentine's Day, buddy. I'm not missing that day. I missed it last year. I got it last year. I had that plan, and I had I was on my last tour. I was on my way to Iowa through Illinois. I already went through 7 states, and I got a ticket for $800 that day. It cost me, so that affected my next week income, which would have been my Valentine's Day dinner with my baby.
Oh man.
So I'm watching my P's and Q's this time. I told her, I said, "Man, I'm gonna be there, baby. I'm gonna be there."
Yeah. You don't want to get slapped. Hey?
Yep. Nope. You gotta do that. Yeah.
It's tough to break promises, man. It's tough to break those promises.
It is, and she's awesome with it. She understands, but I get the biggest hug ever when I get home. So that, it's nice. My kids always tease me because I water up pretty easy, so they kind of sometimes they play me to do that. So but that's all right. It is what it is.
I get it, man, and it's worth every minute.
It is.
Every ounce or every drop that you drop.
Oh, no doubt.
Worth it, man.
It is truly.
Yeah, that's great. Well, listen, man, it was great jamming with you. I don't want to hold you up. I know you got some things to do.
Cool.
It's great to see you.
Yep.
I look forward to seeing you face to face someday, and look forward to working with you this year, and hoping being an instrumental stepping stone for you to get to where it is you want to go to break free of the all that metal around you that you're surrounded in right now.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, and then you can spend the rest of your days walking with your beautiful bride.
That's right.
Hanging out with children, and enjoying the future.
That's right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Love you in spirit.
Yeah,
You're good there, man.
I
was going to tell you to do the honk.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Really?
I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah, I heard a little.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, listen, man, it's great talking to you, brother. You take care of yourself, and I'll be talking to you probably in a couple of days, and we'll create a master plan and get things happening. But have a wonderful day, and
all right, buddy.
And enjoy folding laundry, man.
Yeah, you got it, man. See you.
Take care, brother. Oh, look at that, hey. There you go. You got a whole lot of stuff going on. The sun's bright and shiny there, and it's up
like
65 degrees there. It's like minus 20 here, minus 18, 19 here.
Oh yeah, I just left that. Awesome. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. Have a great day.
Yeah, take care, brother.
Yeah, you
Bye-bye.
too, man.